Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. December will tell us the truth. These are the words that have been pronounced by Claudio Ranieri in today's press conference. I want to speak about what I think in regards of these words, what I think about this word relegation being linked to Roma, because as I said in that match reaction, I don't think we're going to get relegated. But not speaking and talking about relegation right now is not fair because we've been this bad and we are currently in a relegation battle. And I want to share a few words on it. I also want to speak about a problem at this football club, which dates back to this summer when building this team, which is that we do not have a Dovbyk replacement and that Dovbyk is already living a little crisis because the last goal he scored in the league dates back to 2 months ago. How does this problem of not having a proper Dovbyk replacement affect him and hence affect the team? So, how is everybody doing, of course? Other than that, I want to go through comments today. So if you've got any questions that you want me to answer, any topics to go through, then pop the comments and questions in the live chat and we'll go through them bit by bit. As always, don't forget to hit the like in the video. If you can get as many likes as possible, it would be great. Subscribe to the channel, bring your friends along, and of course, as you can see from the screen, thank you to ComAve for sponsoring this video. Now, thanks to ComAve, I have surprised one of my friends and his girlfriend for 2 tickets in the Colosseum VIP Lounge this Saturday against Lecce in what is currently called a relegation battle. You could be winning one of these experiences as well. You could be winning a VIP ticket, signed merch. You can be winning experiences linked with Roma, meeting your players through the world of e-commerce. All you need to do is so simple, it's free, is scan that QR code or click the link in the description below. Join the ComAve community, literally only that. And once you do it, then you're gonna pray luck. But I always say this because it's mathematics. If you don't do it, the chances will forever be 0. If you do it, then even if it's a little chance, it's a chance. So make sure to scan the QR code or click the link in the description. And thank you to ComAve for sponsoring this video and for supporting travels, channels a lot, videos, video production a lot. Right, let's speak about what Ranieri said today. He had a lot to say in the press conference, of course. The biggest quote, which I say stands out from today's, December will tell us the truth. I agree. Of course, I agree, because December is a month full of easier games. I would dare to put brackets around these words, because with this football club, there is no such thing as an easy game. But on paper, it's a month full of easier games on paper and games which can literally cost you a season and can cost you a lifetime. Because in the next month, in this month, we play against Como, Lecce, Parma in the league, Sampdoria in the Coppa Italia in the first round, and Braga in the Europa League. This month determines who we are, determines what we want to be in the future as well. Because we've got so many games against teams which are very close to us in the league that any little mistake is going to cost you big. And I've been saying this and I will continue to say this because I want to get this, I want to get this out there. I will repeat this again. I don't think we're going to get relegated because at the end of the day, when it comes to relegation, it's the quality which emerges. But I would also say that you need to be careful not to underestimate this problem. Because, you know, the analogy that I give to this problem is you study for a test. You study for a test when you're at school, when you're at college, university, wherever you want to put it. You've got a test coming up in about a month. You're very confident with it. You know, I'm very confident. I'm going to pass this test. I don't need to study that much. let me just chillax a bit. I like the subject. I know a lot about the subject. And then you don't study because you're convinced that you know a lot. And then you come up to the day before the test and you go, maybe I could have done a bit better. And I don't have much time left. The season, yes, okay, it's still early stages, but it's not September anymore. In about a month, the first round is over. So what I would say here is, it's a problem that shouldn't tackle you because you're Roma. But it's a problem which you need to try and lift out yourself from as quickly as possible. Because the more points you lose, the lower you drop. And the lower you drop, the lower you drop, the lower you drop, and the more you underestimate the problem of relegation, that is when the more of the problem emerges. So I would say this. I would say be careful, because football is weird. Very, very weird. And this is what Claudio means when he says that December, is the month of the truth. December will tell us if this team will react or not. December will tell us what is wrong with this football club. What is wrong at this football club? What did we get wrong this season? We got so many things wrong. I can depict to you so many things that we got wrong and that the ownership got wrong. But at the end of the day, I also feel like it's more than just the problems that emerge from the base. The responsibility is on the players as well. And this is the month to change things around. This is the month to get the confidence back going, to get the morale and the momentum back going, because we need a tot of games, a slot of games where we can get consecutive 3 points from to relaunch ourselves. Because all we do right now is win a game, lose 3 games, draw a game, everyone hypes themselves up, lose a game, play a good game, but lose a game, win a game. It's inconsistent. You need stability, or otherwise it's going to be very tough. So, this is what I'll say. I've got one last thing to say about this relegation talk. Weber says, what are your predictions on Roma Lecce? I'm gonna do a match preview tomorrow. I'll give you my prediction then. I don't like giving predictions in general, especially this season, because the situation is so bad that I think predictions is the last thing you want. Milan, also the 29th of December. Yes, we've got easier games, but then when the new year kicks in, we've got tougher games as well. But again, I fully agree with Ranieri when he says that when you speak with Roma, there is no such thing as an easy game. In fact, I would probably say that these little minor games for a team like Roma are even harder than the big games, because I know my team too well. I know this football club too well. Verona, Venezia showed us how to play football this season. Verona won, Venezia lost against us, but we undeservedly won against Venezia. And Verona, who haven't won one game this season, the only team they beat, us, as well as Napoli in the first game week of the season. Something isn't right. Something in here isn't right. So be careful when we say easier games, because with this football club, there is no such thing in an easier game. By the way, everybody in the stream, hit the like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. If you've got any questions, pop them in the live chat, because we're gonna go through questions today. I'm gonna take it a bit short today, and then I'm gonna do a match preview tomorrow, and then of course we're playing on a Saturday. We haven't played on a Saturday since 2014, if I'm not wrong. It's been a while since we played on a Saturday. So Saturday there will be a vlog and a match reaction. Right, the last thing which I'll say, because this is very interesting about relegation talks, is another kind of reason as to why we shouldn't underestimate this problem, because it's not fair, right? Considering how bad we've been, I feel like it's not fair for us to say relegation isn't a problem. I agree with you. I think the chances that this team gets relegated are around 0.0001%. I fully agree on that. But to say that, oh, we're much better than the other teams around us is disrespectful, because we've been so bad this season that I myself can't even come up with such a statement, because it would be contradicting everything that we've seen this season. So, adding on to this, the other reason why you have to be very careful is this. The teams that you're competing against right now, Como, Lecce, Verona, Parma, these teams are built for a relegation. These teams know since August that what they need to do is fight to not get relegated. It's not the same objective as Roma. Roma is down there where they are, out of the bloom, out of a bad run of games. And in moments like these, pressure is the most important thing. The pressure is all on us. Lecce, Como, Parma, Verona, they've got nothing to lose. They know how to deal with relegation. They know how to play games under relegation fears. They are used to play in these circumstances. Roma isn't. Which is why the concentration in these games needs to be tripled. Because the second you have a lack of pressure, the second you feel the pressure, the other teams already feel this. They already know what this pressure is. You don't. Which is why don't underestimate these next few games. You are the odd one out down there, not the rest. The rest will want to capitulate on you and your problems. And they know how to do this in a better way than you. So the way I'd sum this up is, we've got more quality than them, 100%. But they know how to deal with these moments way better than you do. So don't underestimate Lecce, don't underestimate Como, and don't underestimate Parma. And adding on to this, however, if you don't get 9 points of the next 3 games in the league, it's a tragedy. So Roma, my dear, be very careful, because you do not know how to perform in these circumstances. So that's what I will say. And that is how I will end the relegation talk, which I never knew I'd even mention on this channel. Prayers for Bove indeed. Roma's a team you can't predict. We can predict we will always play down to the level of our opponent, no matter where they are in the standings. Like you've mentioned previously, we didn't expect much more out of the last 3. We look night and day from pre-Ranieri to now, so I'm optimistic. We will break through offensively and start a roll. Braga fan here, I enjoy your work. We'll see you on Thursday, mate, because we're playing against you. So, see you then. Right. The other thing which I want to talk about is another problem. A problem, which has been a problem since August, but we decided to not tackle it, and this is where we are right now. The moment Dovbyk has a bad period, nobody comes in to replace him. Nobody has got the experience, the capabilities of replacing him. So, the first thing which I'll add is, this is the problem of a vice striker. The problem of a striker replacement has been a problem way even before Mourinho came, because it's about 5 years now that I don't remember this club having a proper second striker, which is worrying. In Jose's first year, it was Tammy and Shomurodov. Shomurodov is not good. In Jose's second year, it was Tammy and Belotti, who was a massive flop. Played a few good games, scored a few good goals. Other than that, he was a flop. Solbakken, absolute flop if we can consider him a striker. Jose's third year and De Rossi's year last season, we had Lukaku as first striker, of course. Tammy I don't count because he was injured. And you've got Azmoun, which he wasn't bad. I mean, compared to Shomurodov, he's good, but he's not somebody who picked, got subbed in and scored goals for fun. Was he the perfect second striker? He was better than Shomurodov and Belotti, but I would not call him a perfect second striker. And now you've got Shomurodov again. So it's a few years now that we haven't properly replaced our first strikers. And adding on to this, it's a problem. It's a very big problem because Dovbyk, from what I'm gathering, is a very fragile player because I swear he's never 100% fit. One day he has a cold, one day he has a knee problem, one day he's not ready to start, one day he needs to force his injury and pain to start games. I don't remember since August to now one game where the manager in the press conference said Dovbyk is ready to play this game. Dovbyk scored 6 goals in the league. And a few more 6 goals total, I think. Not that we scored many goals this season. I think Dovbyk can be better, but I also feel like the service that Dovbyk gets is terrible. So I match the two. He needs to do more in the chances he has, but I also feel like the others need to do better at serving him because he's a through ball striker. He's a box striker. You cannot play the way we're playing with Dovbyk up front. You just cannot. All we did in that game against Atalanta was give the ball to Svilor. The team is down. Svilor kicks it long and hopes that Dovbyk heads it or keeps it. How do we score? How can you expect him to score goals if all you ask him to do is keep the ball up and fight and use his physique to fight? It's not physically possible. So yes, he can do better, and he had to do better in the chances he got. But I also feel like it's the service around him. It's the players around him still haven't understood how he works and how he wants to get served. In January, the number one priority after a right back is the second striker because Shomurodov is unpresentable. I'm sorry if there are any people who like him, but Shomurodov is he's absolutely unpresentable. Shomurodov is a perfect third striker. If we've got the richness and the wealth of having 3 different strikers, then I will take Shomurodov as a third striker. But Shomurodov as a second striker is an absolute crime. It's a crime. You cannot have Shomurodov as a second striker. You can't, because he's not good. He's Serie B level at best. In fact, no, I'll give him. He's at best Cagliari level, Verona level, at best. So a team who wants to go big in all 3 fronts, starting in August, cannot present itself with Shomurodov up front. It simply cannot. And this again dates back to the programming of this season, which was scandalous. The way we programmed the transfer window was ridiculous. It's ridiculous, it was ridiculous, and it will remain ridiculous until the end of the season, where we start over again. Which is not a surprise that now that the Fredkins have appointed Ranieri, they've literally given in a blank piece of paper and went, right, I don't know what I'm doing, keep this piece of paper, get a pen, and tell me what I need to do. Because this is also why they've adopted Ranieri. To kind of show them the way of maybe what we need, what this club is missing, and all of it. Because he's saying a lot of very interesting things in press conferences. That press conference where he presented himself was gold. He leaked what he told Fredkin and everything. So the appointment of Ranieri is also an appointment which goes, I've made a mistake. I've made several mistakes. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm appointing you. I trust you. You know football. You know Italian football. I'm going to give you a piece of paper, blank piece of paper. Get a pen, a pencil. Get a ruler. Tell me what I need to do, and I will put the money. And I hope that this is the strategy in January and moving on with whoever will come in June. So this is what I say when it comes to the Dovbyk. When it comes to the Dovbyk replacement, that's what I'll say. Do you think Ranieri is a good manager? Well, yeah, of course he is. Do you think Dybala will come back and get his last season performance back? I think Dybala's gone in June. I know that he's gonna get the contract extension. He is going to get the contract extension because he's not missing many games until the automatic renewal of contract triggers. But I highly doubt that Dybala will be your player next season. I don't know what it is. Ranieri said that he will build on Dybala and that the Fredkins have accepted this. I have the feeling that Dybala is slowly understanding and has slowly understood since August that this was going to be his last season. In fact, I'm not going to be surprised at all if Dybala leaves in January. I would not be surprised at all, because it's kind of written in the stars that, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's also him that he's not performing as well, but I think he's not performing as well also because of this, because he knows that he's not going to stay any longer. I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves in January, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last season. In fact, I would put my hand on fire that this is Dybala's last season. I really would. I really would dare to say this. Which, look, I mean, I've grown to understand that players come and go. As much as Dybala's my favorite player and Dybala's the best player in this team, if selling Dybala means buying 3 quality players with his salary and all of it, then I'm all up for it. I love him, and I have loved him, and I will forever love him. But I don't know. I mean, I don't want to speak about the transfer window now. I really don't, because we've got such an important period that we really do not need to speak about transfer window right now. It's important, but it's not a priority. We have 1 month until the transfer window opens. How many of the summer signing do you think will already be kicked out? I think no one will get kicked out. I think a few of them will ask to leave. I can name you a few. I think Hermoso has asked to leave, and I mean, I thought he was going to be better than this. I'm not joking. I'm not lying. I think Hermoso has asked to leave. Another one. People say Enzo Lefebvre. I think it's early for him to let him go. You need to give a sense and value to those 23 million that you spent. You can't let him go like this. Loan him out in worst case scenarios. But I still believe in him, even though I'm not a big fan of him. Yeah, I mean, no one will get kicked out, because if you kick players out in January, it means that you've fumbled the season. The Fredkins aren't going to tell you that they fumbled it. They will make you understand it, but they won't demonstrate it to you. So a lot of them will get kicked out in the summer, and it's not good to kick out many players in January, because you won't get the replacements done. We won't get more than 3 players at max done in January. So you can kick as many as you want, but I already know that the replacement won't come in. And if you kick many out but don't replace them, you're unbalanced. Simo, would you leave the city of Rome if Lazio wins the league? Well, yeah. Yeah. For a few days, yeah. But they won't win the league. Inter or Atalanta will win the league. Yeah. They can win the Europa League. Call me crazy. Maybe it's this sense of Europa League that I still have in me, but I still think we can win it. And I still want this team to believe in themselves. I certainly do believe. They can win the Europa League, because the level of the Europa League is so low this season, which is also another stabbing yourself in the back, because having seen the level of the Europa League so low, it was your responsibility to take this Europa League and win it. It's going to be tough now, but I still believe in it. They can win the Europa League, and I would be drastically pissed if they do. But they're not winning the league. Is it worth going back to Dybala in a false line for a game to give Dovbyk a chance to recover and maybe come on in the second half? I'm not a fan of Dybala as a false nine. I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan. Dybala as a false nine derives from this idea of Totti playing as a false nine. Totti had 10 golden players around him. Dybala probably has 2 golden players around him. So the idea of starting Dybala as a false nine is something that De Rossi gave, because De Rossi played with Totti, and you can give a parallelism between Totti and Dybala in terms of technique. And so De Rossi saw Dybala playing and trying to play in the same position as Totti. People don't understand that Totti, as a false nine, worked out, one, because he was, I don't need to describe him to you, but two, because he had 10 players around him, which were basically not equally as good as him, but very, very close as good as him. You know, Totti, as a false nine, stopped the ball, kicked the ball with the first touch, and knew that Cafu would get to it. If Dybala does it, Çelik won't even sprint, because Çelik won't even know what to do. So that's the problem with Dybala as a false nine. It's not going to happen. Are you disappointed you don't do watch-alongs anymore? No. I'm not. I'll do a few. But I mean, of course, I know people like them, but I also feel like, you know, with uni and stuff, I have to balance things out. By the way, the YouTube wrap-up came out yesterday. The Spotify wrap-up did too, I know. But the YouTube kind of like recap year came out yesterday. And yeah, it's been an incredible year. It's been an incredible year, ups and downs. We achieved some incredible numbers. So thank you again. We can always be better, and we will be better, and we will improve. 2025 will be... I'd say, of course, everything that you see will continue, but I would say I will try my best. One of the things that I want to do in 2025 is also provide different types of videos. So, number one, I will definitely increase the number of away games. I've got 2 away games which I'm planning. I'm not 100% sure that they're gonna happen, but I'm planning Milan away the 29th of December, and if everything goes to plan with the university, then I'm planning, if I get the chance, this is not confirmed, none of this is confirmed, but I'm looking into AS Alkmaar away, Amsterdam, the 20th of January, because I've got one of my best friends went to uni in Amsterdam, so I'm like, you know what, let me explode his room, let me go to Amsterdam, and let me invade his room, and I don't need to pay a hotel. So even if plane tickets are a bit expensive, because they are going to be for Amsterdam in January, I can match it up. So yeah, I'm looking into Milan away and AS Alkmaar away. But yeah, we will. Yeah, I also want to do more challenges in 2025. I know I've been saying this since March, but yeah, in 2025 there are gonna be more different video. I know I said this in March, but she's been injured a lot this season. Yeah, unfortunately, she's been very unlucky with injuries. But in 2025, I have a football challenge video to film with Alaya Pilgrim. That's confirmed. That's going to happen in 2025. Ideally at the start of 2025. Depends on her fitness, of course, what she says and what she wants to do. And yeah, we've grown together. I will never forget the days when this channel had like 200 subscribers. We've grown a lot. We've got sponsors, luckily, so they can give me in some of the costs, but yeah, thank you a lot as always. Oh, is the microphone not that close? Great passion, and I'm glad you're about to get 13k subs, but I have to say this would be so much more enjoyable with it close to your mouth as opposed to with this. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, mate, I apologize. I just hate being this close to the microphone. Lazio Napoli tonight in the Coppa Italia. Hopefully Napoli go through. Milan went through, so if we beat Sampdoria, we are going to face them in the Coppa Italia. And then whoever wins that game will play against the winner of them too. I don't know. I haven't looked into the Coppa Italia. But yeah, right, I'm going to end it. I'm going to catch you tomorrow with a match preview. What if I do this? What if I start doing this? Is this better? Yeah. No, I'm not sure if it is. But if it is, let me know. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel. Remember ComAve, thank you to them for sponsoring this video. Scan the QR code, click the link in the description below if you want to be a part of the community. and you can win exclusive prizes, exclusive merch, all through the world of e-commerce, thanks to Roma. So do that, helps the channel out as well. Hit the like, subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Good evening and enjoy Coppa Italia tonight. Imagine the stress and disappointment of watch-alongs this season. Yeah, could not imagine that. Love you all. Bye-bye. See you out now.